Hello everybody, it's the Midlands Outdoors. Welcome back to another video this evening. Join me tonight as we take a lovely walk to Uffmoor Woods. It's going to be a nice one, just by the Uffmoor Lane sign. Going to walk all the way there now, cross over the main road, then all the way to Uffmoor Woods. So right, this is actually the beginning of the walk. I really do love this part. Right away into the distance is some really stunning views. Got parts of Halesowen, parts of the field right away in the distance over that way. You can imagine you could walk for miles over here. This is actually one footpath that goes round the back of the woodland and goes all the way to the top of Romsey, I believe. I've only ever done parts of it once, but it is actually a lovely walk. You can just see the nice views right away into the distance, really stunning. So right, our plan this evening is to go to Uffmoor Woods for a nice evening walk. You can just see right away behind me the sunshine coming all the way down from the breaking up of the clouds. We've had a lot of rain this afternoon, so it's a nice evening to have a break from it and to go for a nice walk for a change. The last couple of days have been quite horrible, lots of rain. And I find this is actually one of my favourite walking routes because you can go far in the woodlands. Sometimes you spot the best of the wildlife into it, the deers, some of the bird life, what's into there. It's really spectacular. And on a night like this, it can be a perfect time to try and spot that. But let's go and head to Uffmoor and go and show you around it. It's a nice evening walk. So here it is, this is Uffmoor Woods. You can just see the entrance going right away in. We've even got a sign on here, Woodland Trust, welcome to Uffmoor Woods. And you've got many paths you can take onto here, going on the left, going straight down, even path going on the right, which takes you all the way to the car park at the further back. So let's go and explore this and go on a nice woodland walk. Let's see what we can actually see. Maybe if we're lucky, we might spot some wildlife. It's really nice to have something like this on your doorstep to come down, not far from where I live in Halesowen, to come to Uffmoor Woods. It's one of my favourite walks. I just love it for the wildlife, the surroundings, and as you can just see at the moment, all the tree areas right away at the back covered with plants, covered with the leaves at this time of year. In the winter time, all this you can see further into the distance as the stuff dies back. But that's what I love at this time of the month, it's really beautiful. But you can just see we've got quite a lot of plants at the moment. We've got these ferns which are growing all the way up. We've got thistles, very sharp right away at the bottom. Got like a purpley colour right away there. We've even got more plants. We've got cow parsnip right away there. But I mean, just right away into the corners, we've got quite a lot of nettles what have grown all the way up. Don't want to put my hand on there because they do sting you. But you do find quite a lot of other plants into here. We've got more cow parsnip right away into the corner. Got some flies on there if I just zoom right away in. You can just see nature already. And then further down this way there's even more. Got some nice pink flowers right away there, as you can just see zooming in. Some really cool stuff into Uffmoor Woods when you pay attention to it. You imagine you find quite a lot in the off paths that go all the way down once more. Got all the ferns what have completely taken over. You see the woodland right away at the back with all these ferns. Stunning view, you've got the pine trees right away into the distance. I remember when I come to Uffmoor Woods going a while back, I think it was in the winter time. Most of these ferns wasn't even here. It was just completely visible right away to the back. But it's amazing in the summertime when you've got all this overgrowth, providing a great habitat for wildlife, muntjacs, deers, for deers just to hide out in. Gonna have a further walk down here and go and see what it's like. But you can just see it just completely surrounds, it goes all the way down there. Just walking further in front, the views are just spectacular. But the more you come down, the more it changes. You can just see the woodland floor itself compared to the fern area. The reason why you don't get ferns in this area is because of the ground. You imagine it's really soaking wet on this corner. Harder for the sun to dry most of the ground floor up. And another reason is, if I just view all the way up at the moment, it's harder for the sunlight to get to places like this. So much of the plant life doesn't grow in these areas. It only grows where the light is actually going all the way through, like these open areas where the pine trees are. That's actually why you get quite a lot of ferns grow up in these areas, covering much of the woodland floor. But it's amazing just to see all parts of the woodland, how it's different from others. But you can just imagine for one moment, there's quite a lot of history with this woodland itself. It dates back really old. Some parts of it is really ancient and some parts of it is really new. Some of these trees do date back quite a bit. Looks a newish one, but some of them have a really big thick trunk onto them. Some of these pine trees can take years to grow, so maybe these are dating really back a bit. I mean, there's quite a lot of local history of myths and legends around this area. You had the top area where St Kenelm's is, the Prince of Mercia. You had the legend of St Kenelm. Quite a lot of interesting information and history. You've got old streams that run through Uffmoor itself, dating really old. It is believed they have some stories behind those as well. But wow, panning around one more time just to show you this section, it is really stunning. And imagine if I sat here for hours, you'd probably spot quite a lot of wildlife coming in and out of these areas. You really would. But just viewing a bit more further in, you can just see the pine trees from this corner going all the way into here. So right, let's go have another journey around Uffmoor. Let's go and show you another spot where I like sitting. I do spot quite a lot of wildlife from there time to time as well. I've seen the deers come in and out from that corner. Let's journey on. So right, here we go. This is actually the off path what I was on about. Little path going right away in. Let's go and check it out. But what I really love about it, you can just see the trees. They've got moss growing all the way on top of them, going all the way up. It's actually still water inside it. I think it's where the stream comes all the way through. So if it floods into here a little bit, creating a little pool. Can just see a little bit of water if I zoom in, right the way there. Wow, what a place. I just really do love it. Just sitting under a very old pine tree at the moment. You can imagine it really does date back a bit. Got some more pine trees. If I just turn around to show you, we've got one there, got one there, even got one here with the sunshine just beaming right away to the top of it up there. Nice stunning area, got all the ferns. And this is one area where I like to come because you can spot quite a lot of the wildlife in here from time to time. You get the deers come right away to the back over there. They actually move from the woodlands from part to part. So I used to sit on a log right away over there. I've just noticed it's really soaking wet, and when I touched it, it's very soft, so I'm not sitting on there today. So this is why I'm actually sitting here. Oh, and I've just found a pair of glasses. Let's try these on. These look really cool. Just found some plus 250 reader glasses. Let me know what you think of these really cool glasses. Drop it in the comments. Do you think they suit me? But yeah, let's crack open a can of Coke and we'll tell you a bit more information. So yeah, I don't know whether you've heard, the Crooked House sadly sat on fire. It was a really iconic building for the Black Country. Lots of history really does date behind it. You can imagine lots of people travelled the world to see it. But yeah, really sad day for the Black Country history. I believe it could still be saved. The Black Country Living Museum need to get there ASAP and save that building, because there is a little bit of structure left for it that could be saved and taken there, restored into the way it actually was for people to see for generations on. If you do believe that, then drop it in the comments one more time. But yeah, it's a shame about it. We will cover a video on that in a little while, so stay tuned. But yeah, just staying here for a few minutes enjoying the scenery. Wow, it's very relaxing. I've heard no one at all tonight. No one's even walked the paths coming all the way up. Seen no one on the long path going all the way down. It's crazy to think not many people actually walk this woodland on an evening. And this is why it's the best place to come, full of wildlife. Actually the thing what you can expect to find within Uffmoor woodland, it's really cool. Deers, butterflies, various different kinds of birds. You couldn't imagine you find all this into here really, but you do. It's just thriving wildlife from time to time. Different things, trees, plants and fungi. These are all the different things you can expect to find. Even going all the way down, a bit of history here saying the name of the site means Offa's Moor. King Offa ruled Mercia, Middle England from 757 until his death in 796. The site has probably been wooded since the end of the last ice age, but during the 1970s most of it was felled and replanted with a conifer mix. Until 1978 it formed part of the estate of the 18th century Agley Hall, but it was then sold to L.G. Harris and Co Limited, Stoke Prior, near Bromsgrove. Since then we took over the site in 1986. The conifers have been thinned, particularly around the remnants of the ancient woodland, to allow the ground flora to regenerate. So you can just imagine from the history, it really does date old. They've done a really good job with this place by maintaining it, making the way it is today, by allowing all this to overgrow in certain parts, providing a habitat for wildlife. All these old trees which are still here. This is what I mean about the place. It's really lovely to come and see. So right, here we are down another favourite section of the woodland, what I really do love. The straight path what goes all the way to the bottom. You can just see, zooming right away in, as it leads all the way to the back end of the woodland, goes in a straight line. You've got the ancient part, which is right away down into the distance down there. Zooming in down this way, you've got where the path leads from where we come from, all the way to the bottom. Wow guys, that is a real beautiful sight. I might take some pictures in a minute. You see, just covering the sunlight a little bit, zooming in, you've got a path what goes all the way down there. That goes on the path right away to the bottom to the main road. This path here, but it's super muddy, let's go and show you. Right, this is the worst section for Uffmoor. I can't believe people actually walk this. Look at all that mud, it's completely surrounded all the way to the bottom. I've just seen two old ladies go across here and nearly skidded on the corner. They must have gone all the way to the bottom now, but I see them as I was coming down. You see how many people have actually tread over this mud over the time. It's really bad, this is. It's the only trouble with the woodland is the mud, but there is ways to get around it by going on off paths and leading all the way back round to the path. But that down there is a really stunning view. The sunlight is completely filling the camera. Let's take some pictures and see what it'll come out like. So right, check out these pictures, really stunning. You can just see the sunshine coming through at the moment. Wow. So right, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a little stream. There's even tons of insects and stuff into there, zooming in. Look at all those little insects just floating above the water. So I think there is like a little dam section right away there. You can just hear all the water flowing down into the next section right away there. You can imagine it's really full at the moment because of the amount of rain what we've had. So that flows all the way down and it leads into places like the pool what you see on the bottom. So I think it flows all the way through Uffmoor woods in certain sections. So it was really cool. There's that stream at the bottom there. I've just noticed it's getting really chilly at the moment. You can just see the blue skies allowing to get cold really quick. So right, there is some more sections here, let me show you these. You can just see, got a path on the left. This is really muddy on this section. You see all the mud leading into the woodland itself. Very muddy on the path leading all the way down there. It's the sunshine just coming right away from the trees on this section. That's also another path, it leads all the way down and goes to the car park. And then through this part here, you've got the ancient part of the woodlands going right away to the back. This part of the woods here dates so old. You can imagine with the trees how old they really are. So right, this part of the woodland is really old. You can imagine some of the trees really do date back. I've just noticed something really changed here. So I've just noticed these trees have snapped. That bit snapped there, gone right away down to the corner here. And some of these ones have snapped all the way to the top. I think we've had some really bad storms since the last time I've ever come here. But these trees used to go right away to the top. Let's go and show you where the other end of the tree is. Right, if I just carefully get down here. Not sure if this is actually the stream, so I'm being a bit careful. But this tree dated so old. You can just see from the bottom of it how old it really was. Just imagine how many years that tree's took to grow, and then all of a sudden it snapped right away at the top. You can imagine this is really dangerous standing underneath this, because it could just snap at any time. You see parts of a tree here where it's actually snapped off. And then right away to the top, the branch going all the way down. It's a real cool view to see this. This tree must have been so big it even stretches further away over the back over there. It's crazy. To see that is really insane. Didn't expect the trees to fall down into here. But just imagine on a windy day if you're walking through and that just snaps right away down. It's what I mean, never come to woodlands when it's very bad weather, because things like that happen. I reckon there's even more trees near somewhere what have actually fell down. That's insane. So right, let's go have another further walk into the ancient woodland part. Let's go and see what's up here. But yeah, you can just really tell that this is the ancient part of the woodland. All the trees, how thick the trunks really are onto them. But it's really beautiful when you come underneath this section. The treetop areas over there, we've got all the sunlight covering right away to the top. Just notice even more branches have fell down from trees here once more. Not only that, nature has started to take back onto them. You can just see all this fungus growing all the way out. So like I mentioned, you do see quite a lot of interesting things over here. You really do. So yeah, just spotted a muntjac go right away to the back end of the woodland. It's very beautiful over here to spend hours just here till it gets really dark. But this is part of the ancient woodland all the way into it, as you can just see, panning all the way around to show you. So the woodland stretches all that way like I mentioned and goes to the far back. Wow. It's getting very chilly, I can feel it getting really cold at the moment, but where we're walking is actually this way. Thought I just heard something. There is a stream from this section as well going all the way to the bottom. And then journeying from this side, you can see the stream trickling all the way down. So I'm turning back because it's absolutely muddy down there. It's even worse than the paths what I've seen down the bottom parts. I don't really want to get these shoes too muddy because I've got to use them tomorrow. But you can see it's completely muddy here as well. So if we just carefully go all the way around. You see these trees here, one there, that one further at the back is so old there. Some of these onto the corners here, some of them have been targeted by arson. You can see where fires have broke out onto the corner, charred the tree a little bit. Same for that tree right around the back over there. But you can just really tell how far the woodland really dates back with these trees. But I tell you what, nice bit of open area for Uffmoor Woods. This is really beautiful. I'll take some nice stunning photos here any second now. You see, panning all the way around, all the trees in the distance. A nice view all the way around. Stunning. But coming a bit closer, you can just see where this tree's actually sat on fire. All the way up to there, so it's gone quite high. And then you can just see on this corner of the fire what's happened there, charring that tree once more. It is really sad to see things like this happen really, because it destroys the environment. Imagine these trees could keep going for many years on, but now if that tree is sat on fire, it could make it suffer and eventually die. So right, that's it for the Midlands Outdoors channel. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Got some more cinematics for you in a minute just before we leave. But a stunning area to end the video. So yeah, stay tuned for more walks. Hope you've enjoyed it. Drop that like if you can, and much appreciate it. And drop a subscribe if you're new. I've got some more walking content for you all. So stay tuned and enjoy the Midlands Outdoors out.